In the front is a Nano S2. I've been flying for a few months. And this is a CPX that I've never flown before. A lot of people say it's better than the S2. Some people do. And I'm going to take one battery of one flight with the S2. I'm going to land and then right away fly the CPX for the very first time and see how they compare.
Safety switch off. 3D mode. Time remaining 3 minutes 40 seconds. Hold mode. Time remaining 3 minutes 37 seconds. Safety switch on.
Something is binding here, I think. One of my servos is crapping out. There we go. Need to replace it. The right aileron servo just gets stuck.
Safety switch off. 3D mode. Time remaining 3 minutes 37 seconds.
One thing I'm interested in is how the pyros compare. The S2 has pyro compensation. So if I get into a stable hover, and just crank the rudder, this is nothing other than rudder right now. It's very stable. Oh.
Time remaining 3 minutes. Hold mode. Time remaining 2 minutes 31 seconds. 3D mode. Time remaining 2 minutes 30 seconds. Hold mode. Time remaining 2 minutes 15 seconds.
Just got disoriented somehow.
Time remaining 2 minutes 15 seconds. Time remaining 2 minutes.
I don't know how easily you can tell, but this thing has some cyclic wobble going on. Not quite sure what's causing that. Servos are all tight. You know, that brass nut on top of each servo seems okay. I don't really know what that's about. Doesn't bother me too much. Not doing anything too crazy with this right now.
Time remaining 1 minute.
Just doing some things I'm comfortable with. Oh. Didn't want that leaf anyway.
Time expired. Hold mode. Timer over. 3 seconds. Safety switch on.
Alright, that was the S2. I'm going to switch models.
Timer cleared.
I'm pretty sure I set this up in an equivalent way. I won't really know until I fly it. I should probably check the cyclic controls. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, up, down. Okay. Let's see.
Volume 60. Timer start. Normal mode. Time remaining 3 minutes 40 seconds. Stunt 1.
Whew.
Stunt 2. Stunt 1. Normal mode.
I will say it's less stable than the S2.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Not, nothing crazy. Right. So what I did with the S2 was get into a stable hover and just crank the rudder. We'll see what happens when I do that with this. You can see it doesn't quite stay in one place. So the pyro compensation really does do something. Now if you're beginning on helicopters with the CPS or even CPX, you might know that if you pointing forward and then you go nose left, it kind of drifts backwards like that. That's translation tendency, and most helicopters, I would say, actually can deal with that. Whoa.
Timer stop. Hold mode. Time remaining 2 minutes 4 seconds.
This turns a little quicker than the other one.
Timer start.
Just wasn't
Normal mode.
quite ready
Time
for it.
remaining 2 minutes 3 seconds. Time remaining 2 minutes. Stunt 1.
Oh, it is very sensitive. You know what I had to do on my S2 was give it some negative expo so it's more sensitive around center. The cyclic is. And this, I need to give some positive expo, I feel. Because it's just, whew, it is reactive.
Time remaining 1 minute.
You know, even though it's less stable in a, I don't know what the right word is, macro sense, I don't know. It just feels smoother somehow. Probably because, probably because the feathering shaft is not bent to hell like on my Nano S2. You know what I feel like is the CPX is a better trainer for my Oxy 2 or my T-Rex 150X.
Timer stop. Hold mode. Time remaining 3 seconds.
Just because it's less stable, and I feel like the other ones are as well in kind of a weird sense.
Time remaining 3 seconds. Normal mode.
a bit hard to describe in words. Alright, so that's my first flight with the CP X.
Timer stop. Hold mode. Timer over 15 seconds.
I feel it flies more similarly to my T-Rex 150X, a lot more similarly. When I fly my S2 for 5 packs, 6 packs, and then I fly my 150X, it's a very sudden transition, and I'm not very good at that transition. It takes me a pack and a half to get used to it. This, I feel like, is more in line with bigger helicopters. It's just more reactive, less artificially stable. I don't think that'll make sense unless anyone has flown both of these. I like this a lot. This is great.